Hello wonderful people and welcome back. This video is titled Cat Keeps Stealing Puppies. Neighbors followed him and saw this. And here is the story. It was a sunny Sunday afternoon and people were relaxing in a park. That's where Miss Kitty, a golden cat with black stripes, was a frequent visitor. The cat often awed people with her shenanigans. That afternoon, however, things were different. While strolling through the park, people noticed something off about Miss Kitty. She was carrying something in her mouth. When they looked closer, they were shocked to see what it was: the puppy. Little did they know that by following her, they were about to reveal some terrible truth. A park in South Carolina, USA, is known for exactly this. The famous place is called the Trailer Park, and it is one such place where cats and dogs spend quality time together and bond with each other. All the people who live around the park have at least one pet in their house. In South Carolina, parks are generally bustling with people enjoying their pets. Their pets get along well and are respectful of one another. Now you might be wondering why we are telling you this, right? Well, this is where the story gets shady. The trailer park in South Carolina that we mentioned is well known for being home to hundreds of cats. Many people bring their pets there to socialize with other pet owners and for their pets to mingle with other pets. There was one particular cat in the park that stood out from the rest. She commanded the attention of the public as if she were a celebrity. She was well liked by many because she was very kind to everyone, a stark contrast to how other cats are generally. But what this cat did a fateful morning left everyone gasping. We are talking about none other than Miss Kitty, named by her owner. She obeyed her owner's directions, was nice to human strangers and even animals, and was not as cruel or nasty as some of the other cats you must have met. She loved spending her time outdoors, meeting and greeting others. However, one day people's grins faded when they saw something peculiar about Miss Kitty, something that no one could fathom. One day Miss Kitty was out like usual playing around with other animals and humans. Everything seemed normal until someone looked at her closely. Before we continue, if you like this video, please like, comment or subscribe. We'd greatly appreciate it. Now back to the video. For the longest time, Miss Kitty was walking back and forth in one place, anxiously making weird movements with her tail. To everybody's surprise, when they got close to her, they saw she was holding something in her mouth tightly. In her mouth, Miss Kitty was holding puppies, and no one could guess why she was carrying them. People who witnessed the incident were perplexed as to why Miss Kitty would do such a thing. People were astonished by what they saw because they are familiar with her personality. Did she want to harm them? When the neighbors discovered that Miss Kitty was clutching puppies in her mouth, they called her owners right away. The owners were astounded as well because they had never seen Miss Kitty behave like this before. It was weird to them, just as it was foreign to others. You already know what your cat can't do and what it can do, especially if you're a pet owner. They were also worried thinking about Miss Kitty's intentions with the puppies. Another question that came to everybody's mind was, who was the owner of these puppies? Some neighbors guessed that the puppies might belong to a neighbor's dog as it had given birth a few days ago. But how did Miss Kitty find these puppies? Also, why was she pacing forward and backward with the puppies in her mouth? After a lot of asking around, it was revealed that the dog's family also lived in South Carolina around the park. They loved their pet dog immensely and were eagerly waiting for it to deliver puppies to be able to spend time with them. Finally, when their dog gave birth, the family was full of surprise. However, the dog gave birth in their absence, and when the family excitedly reached home to meet the puppies, they all got shocked. When they came to meet the puppies, they were shocked because they did not find all the puppies. They frantically searched the house to check if the puppies were hiding somewhere, but to their disappointment, they couldn't find the puppies anywhere. Eventually, when they heard the news about Miss Kitty being seen with the puppies, they rushed to check if she had their puppies. What they after reaching filled them both with relief and anger. The puppies Miss Kitty had in her mouth were indeed the family's puppies. Miss Kitty's owners apologized profusely to the dog's owners since they could tell that they were extremely concerned about the puppies that Miss Kitty had stolen. Miss Kitty took 5 puppies from their dog. The owners of Miss Kitty are still perplexed as to why Miss Kitty would do something like this. Just like you are confused as to why Miss Kitty would do something like this, similarly, Miss Kitty's owners were also confused. They spent a great amount of time trying to understand Miss Kitty's behavior until they recalled something. That seemed to be the best answer to the extremely confusing question. Are you curious to know the reason as well? A while back, Miss Kitty became pregnant after mating with a stray male cat in the park. The owners were happy to find out about her pregnancy and did their best to take care of her during the pregnancy. They wanted to ensure both the mother and unborn kittens get everything they need. They continued putting hard work into Miss Kitty's care, oblivious to the fact that a tragedy would strike soon. People who lived near Miss Kitty, as well as those who frequented the park, were overjoyed to learn that she is going to give birth to a litter of adorable little kittens. They were looking forward to seeing her small babies. They were just as ecstatic as the owners. They also agreed with Miss Kitty's owner's decision not to let her go outside for a while so she wouldn't become exhausted from unnecessary physical activities. For those who are unfamiliar, especially those who have never owned pets before, when a cat is about to give birth, it displays a variety of symptoms. When you see strange changes in your cat's attitude and actions, you'll know she's ready to let the kittens out. Miss Kitty's owners realized she was about to give birth when her temperature dropped dramatically. She refused all of the food and goodies offered to her by her owners. When the owners realized that Miss Kitty was about to give birth, they got ready for her delivery. They also called a veterinary doctor to be with her during the delivery process. However, the moment Miss Kitty gave birth, something tragic happened. All the kittens died just a few hours after birth. When everyone who knew about Miss Kitty's pregnancy got to know about what happened to Miss Kitty's kittens, they were heartbroken. Of course, Miss Kitty's owners also. They had no idea where they had fallen short in terms of Miss Kitty's pregnancy care because they had all done their best to assure safe pregnancy. However, the veterinarian informed them that it is common for cats to have failed first pregnancies. Animals cannot talk, but their feelings and emotions can be understood by how they act and behave. Similarly, Miss Kitty could not communicate verbally, but it became very evident from her behavior that she was heartbroken. The owners also got extremely sad to see Miss Kitty behave in this way. Was it because of this tragedy that Miss Kitty stole the puppies? A few weeks after Miss Kitty's kittens were lost due to an unfortunate pregnancy, word spread that a dog was ready to give birth to adorable puppies. Smoochie's owners, like Miss Kitty's, did everything they could to assure her healthy pregnancy. It's only natural to offer your dog great care and comfort when it is pregnant. Everyone in Smoochie's neighborhood who knew about her pregnancy hoped it would be a success, especially after the tragedy with Miss Kitty. To everybody's relief, Smoochie's pregnancy was safe and successful. She gave birth to 8 little puppies without any complications. Everybody, including the owners, was ecstatic about the delivery. However, as mentioned above, the owners were surprised when they reached home to meet the puppies. It was not just the absence of puppies that shocked the owners, but Smoochie also shocked them through her behavior. Smoochie's owners were delighted about her pregnancy and the puppies she would have. They were all ecstatic to be caring for Smoochie's puppies because they had always desired some. They did notice, however, that Smoochie was not particularly fond of her newborn puppies. The owners assumed that was just usual because she had just had her puppies and was still adapting. To Smoochie's owner's surprise, her behavior towards her puppies did not change, and she even tried harming them. When puppies are small, they need their mother's affection and care, but Smoochie's disinterest worried the owners. They tried everything to help Smoochie adjust to the new puppies, but everything seemed futile. Can you guess why Miss Kitty was found with the puppies? Miss Kitty has always wanted to be a mother, but she lost all of her children due to a failed pregnancy. On the other hand, Smoochie had a successful pregnancy with healthy puppies, but she still denied motherhood. People who were familiar with both of these pets understood instantly why Miss Kitty would do such a thing. When she took the puppies from Smoochie, she didn't mean any harm. When the mystery behind Miss Kitty's strange behavior was solved, Kitty's fan following increased dramatically. She was only acting upon her maternal instincts by taking care of the puppies when she heard them crying. She meant no harm and was only trying to show her affection towards the puppies. It is hence a great learning lesson all of us should adopt. That's the end of this video. Thank you for watching. As always, if you like this video, please like, comment, or subscribe, and we'll see you in our next video.